Welcome to this explainer for Anasup Consulting. Okay, let's jump right into this massive breaking news that's just sending shockwaves through the tech world. Microsoft is launching its very own AI models, and they're doing this to directly take on industry titans like OpenAI and Anthropic. Now, if you follow this space, you already know Microsoft has literally been the financial muscle behind OpenAI's incredible rise, right? But today, the narrative is shifting, and I mean dramatically. Let's break down exactly what this pivot means, why it's happening right now, and how it completely rewrites the rules of the AI arms race.
So, let's dive into this apparent paradox right away. Why would Microsoft, a massive multi-billion-dollar backer of OpenAI, suddenly dedicate enormous resources to build tech that competes directly against them? I mean, it seems totally counterintuitive, doesn't it? You invest billions into the undisputed leader of generative AI, you integrate their tech into your entire software suite, and then you build a rival system? For anyone analyzing tech strategies, this is a really fascinating puzzle. Actually, what it tells us is that what we're seeing on the surface of these corporate partnerships is really only half the story. There's a much deeper, much more aggressive strategy at play here. And to make sense of it, well, we need to zoom out and look at the whole battlefield.
Section 1. The AI Power Struggle. What we're witnessing here is a massive shift in corporate strategy. We're moving away from those traditional, clear-cut partnerships and entering this really complex frenemy dynamic. It's an era where your closest allies are simultaneously your fiercest competitors. Think about it. In the past, companies usually stayed in their lanes. One builds the hardware, another builds the software, you form an alliance, and boom, you're set. But in the highly competitive AI space, the stakes are just so phenomenally high that no one wants to rely entirely on someone else. You partner up to get a head start, sure, but you secretly, or honestly, not so secretly, build your own weapons so you aren't caught off guard. It's a brilliant, if a bit ruthless way to hedge your bets.
Right now, we've got three distinct heavyweights maneuvering for ultimate market dominance. First up, you have OpenAI, the pioneer that ignited this whole generative boom. Then there's Anthropic, a formidable rival heavily backed by other tech giants, and they're really known for their highly capable models. And then you have Microsoft. Historically, in this race, Microsoft played the role of the deep-pocketed patron and the cloud provider. But you know what? They're no longer content just providing the arena. They want to field their own champion. So now, these three players are locked in this relentless cycle of trying to out-innovate, out-compute, and outmaneuver one another.
Section 2. Microsoft enters the ring.
Let's make sure we're all on the same page with what this actually means. An in-house AI model is a proprietary system built, trained, and controlled entirely by the host company, rather than licensed from a third party. So by developing this, Microsoft is no longer just renting technology from OpenAI to power things like Bing or Copilot. By constructing these proprietary systems from the ground up, they own the code, the training data protocols, and most importantly, the profit margins and the future roadmap. Because when you license a model, you're fundamentally constrained by the provider's speed and their limitations. But when you build it yourself, you're really only limited by your own ambition and your compute power.
So the crucial point here is that Microsoft's launch of these proprietary models marks a very deliberate shift to control their own destiny in the AI space. Think about the massive risk of their previous position. If a regulatory hurdle, or say a leadership crisis, or even just a technological plateau were to hit their partner, Microsoft's entire AI strategy could just completely stall. Bringing model development internally isn't just an insurance policy. No, it's a declaration of independence. They're signaling to the market, to investors, and absolutely to their own partners that Microsoft intends to be completely self-reliant in the foundational layer of this future economy.
Section 3. Challenging OpenAI and Anthropic.
Now, we need to look at how this internal development directly threatens the current market leaders. There is a pretty stark contrast between relying on external innovators and owning the entire technological stack yourself. When developers or enterprise clients use OpenAI or Anthropic, they are using brilliant, cutting-edge third-party models. But Microsoft offers something uniquely powerful here, and that is deep integration. If Microsoft's proprietary in-house models are even reasonably close in performance to OpenAI's, well, they can seamlessly bake them into Windows, Office 365, and their Azure cloud infrastructure, and do it all at a much lower cost. They control the servers, the operating systems, the enterprise software, and now the brain powering it all. It creates this ecosystem that is incredibly difficult for a standalone AI lab to compete against on a purely commercial scale.
By launching these competitive models, Microsoft is proving they don't just want to back one knight on the chessboard. They intend to control the entire board. For a while, the narrative we all heard was Microsoft plus OpenAI against the world. But this new strategy reveals that Microsoft's true loyalty is really only to its own dominance. They want options. If a customer wants the OpenAI model, hey, Microsoft will happily host it on Azure. But if they want a cheaper, highly integrated proprietary model, well, Microsoft now has that too. They're capturing value at every single layer of the transaction. They're effectively cornering the market by being both the platform and the primary creator.
Section 4. What this means now.
Let's see how this all builds into a larger picture. This step-by-step strategy we're looking at perfectly encapsulates the AI ecosystem playbook. Step 1. Invest in third-party pioneers. Basically, let the startups take all those massive early risks, do the initial groundbreaking research, and prove the market actually exists. Step 2. Launch proprietary in-house models. Once the tech is proven, you deploy your massive capital and compute resources to replicate and optimize it. And finally, step 3, compete directly for market share. You use your established distribution channels to squeeze those very same pioneers. It's a playbook we've seen in tech history before for sure, but it's being executed right now with absolute precision in the AI sector.
So, as Microsoft takes on the very giants it helped build, I want to leave you with a crucial question to ponder long after this explainer ends. Who really controls the future of AI? Is it the independent research labs pushing the boundaries of what's intellectually possible? Or is it the massive tech conglomerates that own the infrastructure, the distribution, and now the foundational models themselves? This frenemy dynamic guarantees that this race is going to be incredibly unpredictable and relentlessly fast-paced. Understanding the shift from partnership to proprietary competition is absolutely essential for anyone trying to navigate the future of tech. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer for Anasup Consulting, and I'll catch you in the next one.